Good afternoon. We're out here at the scene of our mobile command post. We're stepping up operations. Up to this point, we've been relying upon the school to allow us access, and the school's been great partners, but at a certain point, we see that, we don't want to interfere with their operations either. And so we've now set up our command post. Again, they've been gracious enough to let us use the parking lot. That way we can come out and do what we need to do without disturbing their ongoing operations. But as of now, as the last few days, we've been talking about the lack of video from the community. Up to this point, really the only thing that we had some videos and stills from her driveway, from the young lady's driveway, and what we believed was her right around 7 a.m. Late yesterday, we were made aware of a second video that somebody from the neighborhood here was on their way to work about 7 a.m., about the same time, and saw what they believed may have been her on a dash cam. This person had a dash cam operating in their vehicle. They shared that video with us. And again, at present, I'm not able to say with 100% certainty that this is the young lady in the picture, but it does certainly have the clothing description on this pedestrian certainly does match up with what she was wearing at the time. And so, we're sharing that information, that video with you all in hopes that somebody may have collected similar video. Up to this point, really, this was the best direction of flight that we were able to develop. Again, at first, all we had was video right there, right around the residence, and so now, if this is indeed her, we've got what we believe to be a good direction of flight. And so what it looks like is that back over this way is where the residence is. It looks like she may have come out onto Wildhorse Parkway and taken a left and was actually heading this general direction when a motorist driving to work passed her and was able to capture the video. Again, we'll share it with you all. She is wearing what we believe this young lady was wearing about the time that she was last seen. Light blue pajama shorts, if you will, and a dark colored top. And so we're asking anybody, again, with any information to please give us a call, 210-335-6000. You can also email us at bcsotips@bear.org. And what we're asking is, once again, folks from the community, if you've got any surveillance camera video, or if you've got a surveillance camera that maybe you haven't had an opportunity to check up until this point, please make it a point to look. Again, the last video that we have is about 7 a.m. Christmas Eve morning. But, again, even if you don't live here in this immediate neighborhood, maybe you live 2 or 3 communities over, hopefully it doesn't cost you much more than time to just look through your surveillance camera video from later that day and let us know, and let us be the judge of it. What we don't want is somebody to go, well, I'm not 100% sure that it's her. It's just a video of somebody, the top of somebody's body walking up my street. Show it to us, send it to us. Let us be the judge of whether it's something usable or not. What we don't want you to do is feel silly calling us, and in reality, you're holding on to something that could help us out with this case. Any questions to this point?
What resources do you have right now? Is the FBI involved? We've heard some of those reports.
The FBI has been involved up to this point. The FBI is always a good partner with us, and so right now they've been helping us out with going through some digital devices, some digital evidence, enhancing video, things of that nature. Homeland Security has also been helping us out with regard to checking outbound flights, border crossings. Not that we have any direct information that would lead us to believe that she left the country, but again, we would be remiss if we didn't check everything. And so, at present, there's nothing to share with regard to that. But again, we're thankful for our federal partners for giving us access to their databases that they have. Esta tarde voy a dar más información tocante esta niña que se fue de la casa el día 24 de diciembre. Nosotros hemos andado en esta búsqueda desde ese tiempo. Nosotros físicamente estamos checando el área, las vecindades, las áreas entre las vecindades donde hay monte. Naturalmente nosotros estamos checando todas esas áreas con drones, con perros, con caballos, lo que nosotros tengamos por medio de herramientas nosotros estamos empleando ahorita. Ahorita estamos aquí poniendo nuestro centro de inteligencia móvil aquí en esta escuela, y pues aquí vamos a estar por cuando menos unos cuantos días Nosotros este día estamos compartiendo el video con sus estaciones que se aparenta que parece que una persona que se capturó en video es posible que es esta niña. Ella la última vez que la vimos, que alguien la vio, fue aproximadamente las 7 de la mañana el día 24. Este video se aparenta que es aproximadamente ese tiempo. Un testigo que iba al trabajo tenía una cámara en su carro y capturó video que pensamos que es posible que es esta niña que el video capturó. Entonces les estamos enseñando este video con las esperanzas que la comunidad chequen sus cámaras, sus videos, aunque no viven en esta vecindad. Es posible que ella caminó por algún rato y pues es posible que alguien había capturado video que pueden compartir con nosotros. Nos pueden llamar al 210-335-6000 o también nos pueden mandar email bcsotips@bear.org.
So do you believe she could?
At this time you believe that she walked away on her own?
At this point, that's the prevailing theory based upon the video that we have. Unless we have evidence to show otherwise, we believe that she did walk away from the residence on her own.
Any reason
Now,
for that?
no, I mean, at this point, look, we've got several different theories working, and we've got to, the theories that we're working upon run the whole gamut of possibilities. We do have, unfortunately, some indications of suicidal ideations from this young lady in the past. We do know that there was some depression issues in the past, but as a young person, what young person doesn't have bouts of depression at a certain point? So we can't necessarily afford to just say, oh, well, that must be what it is. We've got to consider all possibilities, from disappearing willfully to the possibility of self-harm to somebody may have taken her. Maybe, after this video, somebody may have taken her. And so we've got to consider all possibilities at this point. Unfortunate for us, we can't start narrowing that down until some evidence takes us to that, and we're not there yet.
So what is being searched right now? What areas are being searched right now?
Right now, physically, we're searching as close to this area here. But as we're able to, and as more resources are coming online, we're able to expand out a bit more. We've actually got a cadet class that's out here that's physically searching. One of our law enforcement cadet classes is out here searching. Mounted Patrol is out on the ground as well. The drones, the dogs, we've got some volunteer search groups that are out kind of doing their own thing, coordinating with us to the extent possible. But, we're concentrating our efforts on this immediate area. John Paul, I'm sorry,
You have mentioned in the past that you believe she's in imminent danger. Can you elaborate as to why?
Sure. With regard to the imminent danger, what led to the clear alert was the information that we had that there may have been some suicidal ideations in the past, some attempts to self-harm in the past were a consideration. And so, again, it's just one of the many theories that we're exploring at this point. But, obviously a young person like this, small in stature, very young, very impressionable. I would say anytime they're away from home, and we don't know where they are, there's always an immediate danger there, concern.
The dash cam video where you sort of believe that you saw her, how far is that from her house?
The dash cam video that we saw is maybe a couple blocks from her home, maybe 2 blocks at the most. I'm just guesstimating there.
Holding anything?
No, she just appears to be walking by herself, and to the person that captured it, it didn't really mean much until such time as they put 2 and 2 together and said, wait a second, on my commute, I saw somebody, and maybe, and she took a chance. The person that brought this to us took a chance, and hopefully it'll pay off for us and it'll help us at least it's given us a better direction of flight to be able to concentrate our efforts on.
Algo, si nos puede dar una cronología de cómo desde el primer video y luego el siguiente video y hasta dónde ha llegado ahorita la investigación, dónde creen que...
Sí, al principio de la investigación solamente teníamos un video de la casa, que aproximadamente a las 7 de esa mañana, que ella estuvo cerca de un carro. El problema con ese video es que no es video todo entero. Es una cámara que toma fotografías cada cuantos segundos o cuando ve movimiento. Entonces no teníamos video entero para poder enseñar. Nosotros pensábamos que posiblemente era ella en ese video. cerca de un carro en su casa de ella. Ya este video que estamos compartiendo con ustedes es un poco despuesito de eso, aunque la fecha está equivocada, and I'll tell you guys this part in English here in a little bit. La fecha está equivocada, pero la mujer que capturó ese video, que lo compartió con nosotros, ella sabe que cada día a las 7 de la mañana aproximadamente ella se va al trabajo. Ella iba al trabajo esa mañana aproximadamente a las 7 y capturó este video que a ella no figuraba que era nada importante hasta que vio esto en las noticias y compartió el video con nosotros. The video that I'm going to be sharing with you guys, I just mentioned in Spanish. The date is way off. The time is way off for whatever reason. The lady that shared it with us, the couple that shared it with us, I should say, they know that this video was captured on this day. They were able to attest to that fact. And they know that she leaves for work every morning around 7 a.m. And so even though the date and time is off, she's fairly certain or very certain that video capture was right around 7 a.m. just after the time we saw her at her driveway.
Mencionó lo de que ella sentía que estaba en peligro. ¿Por qué? ¿Cuál es la razón? Y habíamos escuchado de unas notas.
Mira, bueno, nosotros tenemos información en esta investigación que esta niña sufrió de depresión. En algunos tiempos sufrió de depresión y que tenemos información que ella en algunos momentos habló de cometer suicidio. Ahora, se sabe que muchos jóvenes de esta edad sufren con depresión y de vez en cuando también hablan de hacerse algo ellos mismos. Por eso nosotros no nomás nos estamos concentrando en esa idea, sino que todavía tenemos que fijarnos en toda la información. Puede ser que desafortunadamente ella se hizo algo ella sola. También puede ser que ella solamente huyó de la casa y quiere estar sola por unos días, unas semanas, pero también es posible que alguien se la llevó. Entonces nosotros tenemos que considerar toda esta información mientras que vemos para dónde nos lleve la evidencia.
Sé que habían perros olfateadores. ¿Hasta dónde llegaron esos perros?
Bueno, están en esta estaban en esta vecindad, pero también esos perros tienen límites a lo que pueden hacer. Nos llevaron a una vecindad aquí cerca y luego de allí ya no tuvieron éxito con decirnos dirección.
You mentioned a path of flight. Does this new video at all narrow where you guys are going to be searching for?
Well, it gives us a direction of flight, right? Again, to that point, all we had was her driveway and really didn't know from there. This at least gives us an idea. It was okay, this general direction coming from the residence itself. But with that being said, we still won't say with 100% certainty, it's got to be on this side. Well, we're still going to consider all things, but obviously it's going to steer us a little bit more strongly toward this direction, this general direction. But again, once she hit that roundabout that's back here, she could have gone anywhere from there. So it does narrow it down a bit, but just not 100%.
So we were told that she goes on walks. That's normal.
Mm-hmm.
So where she was, is that a normal place for her to go on her walk?
It's a normal, along her normal route, from my understanding. This young lady is a bit of a fitness enthusiast. She was very much into going to the gym and very much into walking, but again, normal part of her route.
You had mentioned digital evidence and digital devices. The FBI is assisting you with that. Can you elaborate on what those
Sure,
devices and evidence is?
She left behind a cell phone, which, as you know, a young person that age, or even a not so young person, who leaves their cell phone behind, right? It's unheard of. But she left behind a cell phone. She left behind an iPad, and so we've had the opportunity to go through some of that digital evidence. Again, thanks to the help from our friends at the FBI. I can't part with too much from what was gleaned from that, but we were able to glean some information from it.
As far as checking flights and ports of entry, are you doing that because something indicated she might have gone that way?
No, there was no indicator that she left, but it's something we'd be remiss if we didn't check, because the last thing we want to do is spend a whole bunch of time searching this immediate area and then she flew to Mexico. There's no indicator here that occurred, but we had to check. Just like we had to check. I can tell you one of the things that I personally saw too yesterday is, she's a U.S. citizen. This young lady is a U.S. citizen, but we still checked with ICE to see, do you have anybody by this name in your custody. Again, not any indicator at all that ICE may have picked her up, but we know that ICE is operating heavily everywhere right now. And unfortunately, you know, being a U.S. citizen is no guarantee that you're not going to get swept up in something. Thankfully, we were not, that didn't lead us to anything. They didn't, they indicated that they did not have her in custody. But again, we would have been remiss if we didn't at least ask that question.
En lo que va del mes de diciembre, oficial, ¿han incrementado los casos de personas desaparecidas en esta zona de
Mira, nosotros estamos viendo en cada parte del condado que gente se desaparece. Nosotros no tenemos razón para conectar estos casos. Ya se sabe que el año pasado tuvimos otro incidente acá en esta vecindad, cerca de aquí, donde una jovencita de Cuba, era inmigrante de Cuba, se desapareció. Ella desafortunadamente la encontraron en el monte, ella se había quitado la vida ella sola, ella misma. Este caso no se piensa que está relacionado a ningún otro caso. Si ya nosotros logramos evidencia que nos llega a juntarlo con otro caso, entonces sí, y lo reportamos, pero por ahorita este caso no está relacionado con ningún otro caso.
Sabemos que las autoridades de Nuevo León emitieron una alerta de que ella estaba desaparecida. ¿Hay una razón en específico por cuál ellos la lanzaron?
No sé, sí sé que tiene parientes en México, la niña, pero ahorita no hay ninguna información que nos lleva para México. No sé por qué ellos pusieron ese aviso. Sé que en otras partes de nuestro país, hasta en Chicago, los medios nacionales están llevando esta historia. Entonces no se sabe por qué, solamente que quieren compartir la información con las esperanzas de ayudarnos a nosotros.
Sheriff, my name's Abel. I work with a lot of missing persons. Can we?
Thank you, sir. Let me concentrate on the media folks here.
For people that want to help, right?
Yes,
For
sir.
people in the community,
Yes, ma'am.
what can they do besides, you know, anyone that lives in the neighborhood with the video? What volunteer efforts like are underway or available?
Well, so the volunteer search groups are kind of doing their thing right now. We would just appreciate it if they coordinate with us. You know, far be it from us to say don't search. If they feel it in their hearts to do that, we'd appreciate just them coordinating with us to let us know where they're going to be. You know, we certainly welcome the help if they so choose. But we would ask that they kind of, if they see law enforcement searching a particular area, that they just kind of stay out of that area. The last thing we want to do is be tripping over each other. But certainly if they feel that it's in their hearts to search a certain area, we'd appreciate that.
Just your thoughts on them.
I'm sorry?
Have you found any relevant physical evidence during these ground searches?
No, well, look, I certainly wouldn't be the type to discount anything at this point. I can tell you we haven't been made aware of any evidence that we would say is meaningful. But again, with that being said, if any of these search parties come across anything that they feel is relevant, call us. Call us. What we would recommend or what we would ask is that they not touch it. Because if it does happen to end up being some sort of evidence, we don't want that chain of custody tainted in any way. So if you happen to see something out there, call us, 210-335-6000.
Just your concern that we're now in day 5 without seeing her.
Look, always cause for concern. Young folks, a lot of things can happen to a young person in a matter of hours. So yeah, the fact that we're five days out and counting is certainly cause for concern. A lot of things can happen to this young lady. That's why it's incumbent on us, on this community, to everybody come together with the objective of getting her back to her family sooner rather than later.
Can you talk about what agencies are helping outside of BCSO on the ground, or is it just you all?
Right now, we're the only law enforcement agency out here on the ground that I'm aware of. We have coordinated with SAPD and with Helotes PD, obviously both great partners, because some of the search areas border their city limits. I'm certain that they'd come out and help us if we asked them to. But for right now, it's just BCSO. The FBI's been helping us out, as I mentioned, with some of the technologies. And then HSI has been helping us with databases and things like that.
¿Cuánto tiempo permanecerán siempre en control aquí?
¿Mande?
¿Cuánto tiempo permanecerán siempre en control aquí?
Bueno, pues aquí vamos a estar por unos cuantos días, cuando menos, y ya de ahí vamos a ver dónde nos lleva la investigación. Ok, gracias.
Can you confirm if that picture in front of her car is specifically her, and why they have, like, some people are saying that they have leggings?
I can't. I
Does she
can't.
have
Con-
leggings?
I
Does she
can.
has baby
I can't
shorts?
confirm for certainty that that's her. We believe that that's her, and that's the premise that we're operating under.
Will you
Okay.
be putting out the footage of in front of the school?
We've shared it with these guys. Yes, ma'am. Okay. Thank y'all so much.